Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, but first, let's take care of our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning up here in Southport. Drew Pollard and the hardworking crew up here taking care of our air conditioning needs, which this weekend we're going to need because it's going into the 90s. A high today is only going to be 86, low 62. Water temperature has jumped up to 76 degrees. So it's warming up a little bit. And let's look at our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. On the outdoors of Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown is still falling out, which is good, but it's still at a 9.7, just below 10 foot this morning. And the Choctaw at Caryville is at a 7.7. Both rivers, like we talked about, I know I spend a lot of time on the rivers almost every day because so many of y'all sort of hang around the rivers and do things on them, but so it changes daily. But the big thing now is going down, not having rain coming in, so the water will be clearing up for the weekend, so it sort of looks good. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We got some good strong tides, low at 127 this morning and high at 335 this afternoon. And the wind is remarkable. I can't think of any other words about how the wind is blown. Now today it's going to be coming out of east, southeast at 17. So that, again, double figures. We've talked about it day in and day out. I don't know the reason why we've had so much wind, but I was thinking yesterday afternoon wind was still blowing. It hadn't laid down like we always talk about, and I was trying to think of something good about it. And well, stop and think about this. It's keeping the mosquitoes and bugs and no-see-ums. It's keeping them away from us right now. If you're out in the open and all, so you always find a bright spot in all the things going around. But if you are in a boat and all you're doing, you're just going to have to get out and get in some areas that's not windy. I've talked to some of the local captains, the inshore captains, and they've had a challenge in taking their people out because a lot of times, they're out in open water, and it's really tough. And in fact, one of them mentioned that he's had to go to old school, like he's in a John boat when he first started fishing and get in those areas. I thought that was a good way to do it. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at some of the pictures yesterday. I always, sometimes the response I get from you, I forgot, I left something out yesterday. On the fish fry we talked about, the benefit of fish fry, that's going to be June the 5th, okay? Where Adam Moore passed away, and it's a fish fry for a family. It's going to be at Sharon Sheffield Park on June the 5th. And of course the raffle tickets, get with Angie. Okay, here it is. Stacy Steele, there's the phone number right there. 527-0968, and for all those tickets we talked about yesterday. So that's a good fundraiser. It's about 2 weeks away, so we'll talk about it more. And the Family Tradition Charter. Okay, so we skipped that one. I wanted to share this with you. This is the dock. I've added up some boards to it, but the big deal, check this out. The end of the dock, I know it's not really straight and all, but I can get out there now. I mean, I sort of got it put together. I had some help. I had some guys do the end of it, and the piling had been knocked up and all. But anyway, you can see what the wind is doing. But my dock is now fishable. I'm gonna have to sort of jump over some things. I'm still working on it, and I'm gonna be able to fish off of it pretty soon for the first time in a couple of years since the hurricane. So I'm excited about that. Now, let me mention this. I was talking about yesterday. I was maybe not complaining. I was questioning why it's taking so long for the state park at St. Joe to be built back, and I started thinking on my dock yesterday, it's taking me that long on the dock. But I've had a lot of other things to repair, like all y'all have too, and it just hadn't been. We just hadn't had time. But anyway, it was a big deal to me. Gail thought I just got a new truck or something. The way I was running around the house happy, looking out the window. Said, "Look at that dock! Look at that dock!" So anyway, the dock is here. Okay, let's show some picture here. Brock Meyer had been on the show before. He caught his first pompano on the fly this morning. He said, "I think I'm addicted." It took him about 3 months. They're talking about just sticking with it. 3 months fly fishing to get that pompano. Good job, Brock, and that's a way to stick with it, young man. Good job there. How about some Tom Gurley pictures? Isn't this a great pics? I mean, you got the osprey there, you got the fish, and I mean, a great pic, Tom Gurley. You got 3 of them here, and look at the color in there. Just nature, the beauty of nature and wildlife photography. Okay, and a great heron. Good job. Nice pictures. Now we're going to talk about the lighthouse. The climb now is at the Crooked River, which is Carabel. It's going to be, we mentioned this yesterday, but anyway, this is it. And there is a little charge to it, I think $5 or $3 a kid or something. And the money goes, of course, goes back to the lighthouse and all. And also, thank you for the plug. Mike Fitzgerald, Winston, we added 4 people to the boating safety class after it was mentioned on your program. So that's good. That's a win-win for everybody. So if you want to take that safe boating class, check it out. This is from Anna Maria Island, which y'all know where it is off of the Tampa coast area down there, Fort Myers area. Thursday, last week, this is look at that size of that tarpon. And anyway, that was last week, and I'm trying to look at the size of it. It was 211 pounds, one of the largest tarpon in record in recent years. And they kept them in the water, of course, released them and all. Speaking of pier fishing, you think the pier has been pretty busy? This is a picture. You can always tell when the fish are biting at the pier. You don't have to watch TV or anything, just go look at a picture at the pier. But they're catching some, this is a first cobia, caught his first cobia, a 25-pounder off the pier recently. Good job, that was Kelly. Okay. I'm so pleased with you. This is Highland Park Elementary. This is a fishing tournament they have every year. And here it is, 55 razorbacks and almost 200 fish. They've been doing this 20 years. That's amazing. Highland Park, I remember when it started a fishing tournament. Coach Breland did an amazing job. So I'm going to show you some pictures from it. Okay, here's a trophy, all the trophies. Look at those fish trophies and all. And I told them I would come out there and interview some of those kids, but I didn't hear back from them. But anyway, look at the prizes they get, donated by people in the community and different ones. And here they are at the awards. Shouldn't every elementary school do something like this? Is this not cool? They're getting that just warms my heart. There's Coach Breland right here. He does all the work, and it gets a lot of help at Highland Park Elementary School. And again, the trophies. That's a 1 pound, 8 ounce bluefish. Okay, and just some more of them. So good job. And that's some close up of the prizes. So talking about a win-win situation when you go to elementary school and the kids are excited about catching fish, and they do it. This is 20th year. That's amazing. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a message here from County Commissioner Bill Dozier. Good morning, Winston. If you have time this morning, would you please remind the audience about the meeting at the Bay County Commission building, the government building on 11th Street, about opening the old pass. The meeting will be today from 4 to 6 p.m. Okay, that's today, on opening the old pass. So thank you, Commissioner Dozier, for reminding us and getting me the message and all. I talked to talking about the historical part. We're going to show a video in a minute about some old lighthouse and all, because we talked about the lighthouses yesterday, and I get so much feedback from the viewing audience about some of the old stuff. And I ran into a guy yesterday I've known for a long time, Rusty Russell. Saw him at a post office, and he was talking about he and his group were the first ones to find to actually dive the Leroy. And the Leroy was shot down by the German submarine, and a big tanker that sank out there, and it sat there for 30-some years. They found it in the early 70s, and he was able to get some artifacts off of it. And he's going to come on the show in the future and talk about being the first one to dive on the Leroy. It was a great story there, and it made me think about Captain Dave Maddox, who was sitting on the dock. It was in 1943, I believe, in St. Joe Bay, and he saw at night and saw a big fire going on out there, and he knew a submarine had hit one of our tankers, and he got on a boat and got out there and saved some of the guys. So that's another story. I want to get into the lighthouses now. I want to mention the climb bit of St. George Island Lighthouse and Carabel Lighthouse. But this video right here, I was looking at some old stuff, And this is the Cape Sandblast Lighthouse, and it has Captain Dave Maddox on it, who's now passed away, but his daughter Charlotte is in it, Charlotte Pierce, and they're talking about they were that family came down in the 1800s down here to St. Joe, and it's great. I did some interviews with them, but anyway, the lighthouse, the Cape Sandblast Lighthouse, was built in 1845 or what. It was put in there in 1880, but it had fallen apart a couple of times on the way down. They had to get it back together. Great history there, but what the most interesting part of history, they built it out there right on the Cape, but the erosion kept getting to it. They had to move it. They had to keep setting it back. They set it back 4 times over that 100-year period from 1885 until they moved it. They finally took it apart and moved it into St. Joe, where it is now. Because of the erosion and all, and they were able to save all this. So this shows what people can do with our history when they try to save it. But this is a good video. The camera works bad. This is 2008. My camera work still hasn't improved much, but it's just, we got to climb up in that house and you actually see out there. You can't do that anymore because it's not at the Cape. It's in St. Joe. But this is really a historical document in the years to come, showing it where it is now. A beautiful area. So Jeff, let's roll this little video.
Particularly, we would like to thank the Gulf County Board of County Commissioners who partnered with us to work on this to get the grants. The Historical Society is ready.
All right, we're upstairs.
Look at there.
Upstairs in the Lighthouse Keepers. Charlotte, tell us about this house.
This house is a 1917 model. We were very fortunate today to have Dan Hall with us, who grew up here. His dad was, I believe, first chief. We have his hat over here that Dan brought for us today.
Cool.
And this has been restored through donations through State Historic Preservation grants. Dimitri is here today, and I'd love for you to talk with him.
Okay. Okay, I'm here with Cindy Romano, her husband, and you were Pat. Now they're from Mexico Beach. Now your granddad taught you a secret on fishing about
Yes,
the cricket.
he did.
Tell us, share that tip with us.
The way to keep a cricket alive, when you put it on the hook, take the hook, put it right in the tail of the cricket, and come right back out with the hook right behind its head. It'll stay alive. Catch a lot more fish that way.
And you still remember how to do that?
I still remember.
Okay.
Everybody come on up and turn around and face the camera. We need to come on up.
Lighthouse, lighthouse.
All right, we're going up the top. All right, folks, I'm at the top of the lighthouse. I'm at the top of the lighthouse. I'm out of breath. You can see we're actually on the Cape. They put in this area right here. Absolutely beautiful. There's the lighthouse keepers' quarters. That's facing the Gulf. Okay, looking on down this way, you can see how narrow the peninsula past the Cape is. There's a fire tower. Some of y'all to go scalloping. That's St. Joe Bay. St. Joe Bay right over there. There's the Gulf. So what a narrow piece of land this is. We'll go on around. There's the Eglin station. The window back here. It's breathtakingly beautiful. Now if you'll see, the Cape was away. They moved us several times. Backed it up. It's been out there about 500-600 yards. See some shoals way out there. Absolutely beautiful. What an exciting time to be a lighthouse keeper in those early days. Just a couple of years ago, that area right there, I pointed that one out about 300 yards. Sand in.
various angles. Yeah, you could get some very cool.
What's amazing is the size of that bulb, and then the prisms, all the prisms.
Oh yeah.
They're magnified.
Yeah. And I imagine this is on some sort of automated rotation thing. It's all lighthouses. They got a pattern, a code, right?
Yeah.
Particular time or whatever.
Yeah, every 24 seconds or every 12 seconds it shines that way.
Cool.
Does that walkway go all the way around?
It's all going down. It's all spiral stairs. Going down. They found us a lot of steps in here. I want to thank you and your dad, Dave Maddox. Mr. Maddox?
Mr. Doe.
Captain Dave. Captain Dave Maddox. How far does your family go back in this?
Well, back into what?
Into the lighthouse and
Well, my granddad was caretaker of the light that they were building over on Black Island back in 1896, 97. They came over here in 98. There was a gunboat chasing a gun runner running guns from Pensacola to Cuba. And they heard some shooting. They all run down to the beach, and the lightkeeper, Mr. Lupton, my granddad, made the kids get down behind the sand hill, afraid a ball would ricochet over there and hit them. Got my granddaddy all excited. He wanted to get into the action, so he moved his family back to Appalachia and caught a ride on a sailboat to Tampa and joined the Navy.
so you have
Asked for duty on a fighting ship. Guess they put him on a freighter hauling cows from Tampa to Cuba for meat. The troop trying to get a transfer, and they wouldn't transfer him. So one night they were anchored in Tampa Bay, and he threw a line over the side and slid down that line, swam ashore, and deserted. Went up down next morning, joined the Navy under another name. Asked for duty on a fighting ship. Well, they put him on a gunboat. While they were down in Cuba, they got aground. And the Spanish outfit come by and lobbed the shell over there, and it blew up and blew water all over the side of the ship, and him and somebody hollered, "Hey, Maddox, did you get that action you wanted?" He took the sound and threw it at him. But anyhow, that's how far back we go to this area right in there, back to 1893.
That's a lot of family heritage right here. We appreciate y'all keeping it alive, too. That's really nice.
Appreciate you being here today.
Okay, Charlotte.
Put a bunch of stuff together.
Okay, folks, here with a good friend of mine, Charlotte Maddox Pierce, St. Joe Historical Society. Charlotte and I go way back. I had some high school friends who were friends. But anyway, we're here at Cape Sandblast Lighthouse. Tell us a quick history of the Cape Sandblast Lighthouse.
Cape Sandblast Lighthouse was constructed in the north in 1883. It was ships down. While coming down around the coast of Florida, the ship floundered. The actual lighthouse went overboard. They retrieved it, and it's been here since 1883.
I've had to move it how many times?
I think this is the fourth location for it.
I had to move back.
But it's still standing and has survived everything, and just a wonderful opportunity to climb.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Very good.
Is that short and sweet?
Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. That's just entertaining and, like I say, part of our history, and I know a lot of y'all enjoy seeing that. But let's take a look at our fishing game times today from Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at 6:54 to 8:54 this morning, and tonight 7:19 to 9:19. And I want to go back to the little fishing rodeo that I showed at Highland Park. With this being the 20th anniversary, I sure wish I could have got it covered, but we did actually we did actually show the pictures. And Steve Breland, if y'all know Coach Breland, he played ball for us at Mosley, good family. And he's doing something good. But that seed was planted. That's what I want to talk about. We're always talking about doing good things and all. By a fellow, the seed of the fishing tournament I'm talking about at Highland Park Elementary. And I'm going to show you the picture of the man that started it. This is actually, let's see, I knew him well, had his daughters in my class. This is Charlie Hendricks, Coach Hendricks, and a great. Here he is right here. I actually put him in my book. This is him way back fishing with A.R. Holly and Richard Holly. They were good friends, and he was an excellent fisherman. And is he not dressed like a 70s? He started at Highland Park in 73. Does he not look like a physical education teacher with his socks and all? That's going to come back in style. But what I wanted, Charlie was just a wonderful man. He's passed on now, and his wife, Sybil, has moved back to Birmingham. They were from Birmingham, and Sybil taught at Mosley, and I knew the joy, and they were just fun to be around. But he planted that seed. He started, way back about getting the kids to fish. He did it a long time, just had a little fishing class and got kids interested in it, but I just want to encourage you, if you can plant a seed along those lines, you know, and do something good. We always talk about doing that, but yeah, I was looking at the pictures last night, I was just thinking, you know, why can't we have like a little fishing class in every elementary school in America, not just in the Panhandle? Because I guarantee you those kids just love just, you know, throwing a rod and reel and try to catch something. So, and that's really where we get started. And Lord knows we need something like that to try to, you know, to get the kids doing things and keep them interested in outdoor stuff and not, you know, all these games and all. And so anyway, I've had all kind of things to talk about, but I wanted to mention Charlie Hendricks and on him starting that, and I want to thank Steve Breland for him keeping it going. And I want to challenge the other schools to do some kind of little fishing tournament. You saw those prizes; those are some really good prizes, and the kids are excited about it. And it's expected now at Highland Park Elementary School to they're going to have that tournament every year. Okay, I don't have time to get started into something else. Now tomorrow, with it being Friday, we'll be doing a fishing report. It's been a pretty good week, and we're going to talk about the wind. It's been a pretty good week on the catches and all, and you saw Brock Meyer, he caught it fly fishing. It's not a good time to fly fish. May is a great month to fly fish, but you're really going to have to get out of the wind. Now, fresh water, you can get up in those sloughs off the river and get out of the wind and do some fly fishing. I haven't heard anything on the mayfly hatch. That's something we always talk about. It should be, the mayfly hatch should have occurred, but what's going on, the wind just might be blowing everything off. You know, they'll hatch, and in the morning they might hatch again that afternoon. And I'm just not, the real hardcore guys, they keep it a secret. They don't tell anybody, but then some of these other folks like to talk about it and tell people. So we'll just share it with you when we get it if you are into fly fishing, because the mayfly hatch should be going on this time of year. So anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. Also be giving away seafood. And again, I want to talk about the full moon of May is coming up next Wednesday. So this weekend, I want to encourage you to go ahead and plan on doing some outdoor stuff, and especially if you do some freshwater fishing. Got to get out of here. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.